Hello, and welcome to the 23rd and final session of Monster of the Week. Monster of the Week is a Powered by the Apocalypse game in the vein of Supernatural and Hellboy and X-Files, except with, big toady guns. Written by Michael Sands, distributed by Evil Hat Productions. And within using that as our rule set, the Intercontinental Group of Awesome, my friends here who play with me and allow me to run these weird little hippie games, we have been going through a plot point campaign from Savage Worlds. Savage Worlds is a completely different game system that I also like, but I wanted to go with Monster of the Week. And we have been playing East Texas University. The plot point campaign is known as Degrees of Horror. And we are at the final step of this supposed to be 4-year-long game, but Monster of the Week, the advancements come hard and heavy. So I have excised a number of steps along the way to get us to where we are now. And where we are from a plot standpoint is that it is the sophomore year for our player characters, the team venture, as it were. And in this sophomore year, it is homecoming. Homecoming happens in October for East Texas University. And the homecoming dances this evening. There's a homecoming football game. The football, not soccer. Sorry, my European friends, but in America, we go with football being a completely different sport, and I don't know why that exists. We could have called it something else, but we didn't. And they are playing the Midwestern State Mustangs, and all of our characters, the team, I will call them, had gone to the stadium because they found out that there were a number of ley lines that intersected on the campus, and several of them, there was a nexus point near the clock tower. And so Derek went there and found that Maria, our Bruja, was there trying to draw in energies and protect herself, and he talked her into helping out and stopping the convergence. She seemed not to be on board for a while, but eventually gave in. And then everyone went to the stadium as the big homecoming parade, because there's a homecoming king and queen, that there was a big procession of like fire engines, because we're in Pine Box, Texas, this tiny little hick town in Texas. So fire engines, police cars, the local Pine Box High School marching band. I have no idea what the Pine Box High School mascot is, but I imagine it's something like, maybe we'll just, since I excised the whole chupacabra thing from the plot point, I'm now saying that Pine Box's mascot for the high school is the Chupacabras. There we go. Now you get your Chupacabra sighting for anyone that was waiting for the last 23 sessions. Yeah, I know. We could go with the crow, but that's actually the Ravens are the East Texas University. I'm about to sneeze, so hold on just a second. Wow. Okay. It was a false alarm. That was weird.
Be right back.
Okay. And so you guys had all gone to the stadium. You realize after doing a bit of research that there was a failed, basically a project for a superconductor that was going to be built in the 80s, and the super collider tunnels still existed underneath the football stadium, but the super collider itself was never completed. After a bit of research and a plan to take down the loudspeakers, which were playing some kind of magic spell embedded in the East Texas University fight song that would keep people effectively asleep, you went down underneath the stadium and found that none other than Helen LaCroix, one of the original members of the Protectors, team of Scooby-Doo gang without Scooby-Doo, who previously tried to protect East Texas College from convergence 70 years ago, that Helen was alive and well, and that she had a team of people who were helping her. She explained to all of you her plan to stop the convergence by effectively breaking the ley lines. And but unfortunately, the magic spell that she had created over many years by herself, because she no longer had her team. Clever people remember that 2 of the people died because her hand. But hey, just reminding you that is the truth that you have all discovered. That she had constructed this spell, but the unfortunate circumstance is it needed a very powerful fuel source, which would be human souls. So, you guys thought that was a bad idea. And Helen thought you were crazy because she'd done all this research. And obviously she thought of everything. And that's when Tekla grabbed a whiteboard and explained to you guys 5 dimensions of existence in fascinating detail, and explained and revealed to everyone for the first time that she had access to the 5th dimension. I think you even talked about having a worm in your head, or at least that was mentioned by somebody. So that's kind of on the table, or am I misremembering that?
No, that was retcon.
Someone
I mentioned because I forgot what was known.
Okay, cool. So
wait,
are you bringing it up though?
So actually, I think Ollie does know, because I think Ollie was there when the one woman who tried to put her fingers in my head.
I was there.
Talked about it. So yeah. So I'm gonna retcon the retcon. I'm sorry, team.
You've been retconned.
I forgot what I remembered, and now I've remembered what I forgot.
That's awesome.
So yeah, you guys have in fact heard that there's a worm in my skull.
She's a psychic tequila, guys. Like a psychic bottle of tequila. You're like the Arcuervo, kind of, sort of.
Don't drink the worm, Derek. Just saying.
Okay, so yeah, it was revealed by Tekla that she had access to the 5th dimension, that perhaps she posited the idea that perhaps the 5th dimension could be accessed and used to fuel the spell instead of thousands of people's souls. Jessica asked, hey, would the souls be okay afterward? Helen very clearly said, oh, no, let me just say they'll all die. But hey, to make a good omelet, got to break a few eggs along those lines. Yeah. You guys decided, hey, let's access this 5th dimension because there's nobody there we like, most likely.
Except that we also established that Tekla would have to be the conduit and she might die.
Oh, right. So there's just one. But hey, everybody's seen Star Trek
in some way.
Well, we're about to jump into game because I think this was like in and out of. But yeah, there are permutations, there are ways that you guys can try, there are moves that you can try to make. But what was kind of on the table as we brought things to a close was Maria and Derek were brought down, and Derek got to see the whiteboard, like all the crazy equations that were written up on the board. You get to see Creighton's Compendium, which is the book from the Protectors, and then the version that Helen had, where she had other spells that she'd researched. Jessica looking all studious with her glasses on. Earl with his gun because he just needs to shoot people because that's the thing he does real well. And then Ollie with a tire iron or perhaps some thieving tools. I don't know. Like, we just went for a poster shot, and so we needed to have something Ollie's good at.
I think I was watching the door and had a knife. Maybe
there you go. Watching the door, had a knife. There we go. That was our to be continued kind of thing. So is there anything in the setup that I have missed that you guys feel is pertinent? Because I tried to wrap everything up, but sometimes I ramble on and miss important details.
Can I just quickly, in case it's not been established, that, I imagine that Toby and
probably
those others are watching
Everyone
the game.
we know.
Everyone we know.
That's all on the line. Yes.
Students.
I'm sorry. What?
Would families of students be actually at the game?
Homecoming. They came home. Yes, absolutely. They're families of students. They're alums. Derek's sister. Derek's sister's there. Yeah, we'll do like an establishing shot of the crowd, and we'll make sure and highlight some of them. But yes, everyone you guys know, this is totally the big throw out the stops. We spent the budget of a couple episodes, so we ended up not shooting so that we could have it all for the big grand finale.
Also, wasn't there Declan had a vision of
Yes,
like a big Titan thing and another demon coming out onto the pitch. I mean,
yes. Yes, they in the 50-yard line, sprouting an obelisk that was sprouting up from the Raven mascot, and standing over that obelisk was this Titan that stood several stories, and that there was also another demon that you knew was called the Corruptor, who was there, much smaller, and while the Titan seemed kind of
Titanic.
Okay, seemed out of it, seemed dizzy, perhaps, or just lethargic. The Corruptor was very active and seemed to be the mastermind here. Was the feeling that you got in that vision. Thank you for bringing that up. That is pretty important. So let's reintroduce ourselves. It's been a couple weeks since we last played. For the last time to our team, I'm going to start with you, Alex, and go in alphabetical order by first name like I do because I'm lazy.
I'm Ollie, the wronged, slightly less wronged. I'm currently hoping that all my friends don't die.
Okay.
I'm in a pretty good place with my boyfriend, so there's that. So
You're like the one wronged who's not hating the world anymore. You got something to fight for.
Yeah.
You're obviously the one who's going to die. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Jan.
Hi, I'm Derek Jones. I am the former, what's the skin called again? Mundane. Now monstrous vampire. Dating a werewolf. Having lots of family issues because vampire, but apparently there's a cure, so there's that. It's only going to be on that.
Right. The simple cure was to kill your sire.
Yes.
In a special ritual, but that didn't work. So bummer. But hey, Helen's got a way to fix you, so you probably want to not just wholesale slaughter her. And then Jen.
All right, I am playing Tecla Abandonado, the spooky. As we've mentioned in the layup here, she's got a fifth dimensional worm in her head that lets her affect space and time and perceive visions. And she's a mathlete. She's here on at least partial scholarship in the math department. And you know I'm pulling for Yevgeny to live.
Oh yeah.
All right. I throw that as a joke, but
it's on the table now. It's been mentioned.
It's on the table. It's been mentioned. Yep. And of course, all of my friends, Bethany, everybody that I've met over the last 2 years, just even Desdemona. I just don't want him to die.
Even Des. She'll be very pleased to hear you say even her. Cool. Jules.
Hi, I'm playing Jessica Nakamoto. She is a college nerd, very interested in all kinds of topics, which means she has some trouble deciding what to do because she also wants to have have the full college experience. So she's been running back and forth, doing all of the things. She joined like the most strict book club in the world, probably so strict because it's also kind of a cult, because she switched to the Initiate playbook. Yeah, don't, be sure to hand your books in on time because otherwise you're in big trouble. And she has been dating Earl for quite some time. Last session, he told Jessica that he loved her, so that's problematic because for movie reasons, that means one of us will die now. So, not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should make a custom move when you admit near the end of a campaign, when you admit you love someone, roll, and then you get to choose who dies or something. I don't know. Whoever says I love you first, they're the one who has to roll. All right. Good. Thank you so much, Jules. And last but not least, only last because his first name starts with a P, is Paul. Oh, your sound's not coming through, Paul. Did you do the physical mute? I've done that before.
All the mutes. Nope, still not.
Nope.
Nope.
We can't
But
lip read.
you're making good faces though.
All right, we'll give him just a minute here.
We're gonna have to decide who plays the part of Paul.
Oh, no, in the last game, Paul is just...
Can we just try lip reading him as he chat?
We know that
do a bad lip reading for him.
Before. We've heard him before.
Yeah, you were talking earlier. Man, what's up?
Drop
All right,
out
cool.
the hangout.
I think Paul's going to drop and rejoin.
Yeah.
Cool. We will pause and take some Diet Pepsi, drink a Diet Pepsi, a little Overwatch cup. Heck is Soldier.
Such product
Soldier
placement.
76, right? Something like that?
Yeah.
Ah, I knew the number.
Yeah, pretty soon I'll have some kind of Fortnite cup because my son's all about some Fortnite now.
International Group of Awesome, brought to you by Activision Blizzard.
God, I wish, right? Woo!
Get you one of those announcer desks.
Oh, dude. I still like my desk. I just wish I didn't have so much echo right now. It's no biggie. So let's go ahead and move on. Paul's playing our professional. Used to be the Snoop. And we already know that he was dating Jessica, or has been dating Jessica. We know that there was a love declaration. We'll get a more personal introduction to Earl in a bit. I'm sure as soon as he rejoins, it'll be good. It's like this turning your computer off and back on again. It's the universal fixing all the things. Always works for me. Start with an establishing shot. We hear the East Texas University fight song, and the Mustangs come running out onto the field. And there's no booing because there's a small like crimson and yellow. Hey, Paul.
Nope.
No luck. I said it always fixes, but it obviously didn't this time. This is literally the worst. I am so sorry. So there's a small section of crimson and yellow, which is the color of the Midwestern state Mustangs, and they've got a mascot that's got this giant horse head. The horse head looks just like the floppy horse thing from a lot of memes, right? And so there's a number of the Mustangs that have the students are dressed like that, and a lot of yes.
No.
Man, this is the worst. Literally the worst. Not the worst. I could think of worse. No one's lost power. So this is bummer. And so yeah, there are people who are dressed like the Mustang meme thing, with a floppy horse head. If anybody doesn't know what that looks like, just Google horse head. I'm sure you can find things. And then we, of course, will go to the parents section where we see the Joneses, and not sitting with the students is none other than Derek's big sister, and she's probably like texting. She's on Indeed, right? She's like still job looking. She's still job hunting. So she's on Indeed.com trying to get a new job since she graduated, and we've established that she has nothing. We come across to the student section, and we see people from Bethany, and just a row behind her is Desdemona. We see Yevgeny, who is sitting beside Toby, and near them with the rest of the swim team is Brent Rodriguez. We also see Wes Goodwin, the DJ for Shock Therapy. Hannah McCoy, the former DJ, of course, still, she's probably still giving him some like hateful looks because it's Hannah. She never lets it go. And sitting near Hannah is Inez Spike Garza. And of course, up in the press box, we see none other than President Eugene Nelson. And so, all of the people that we have seen, everybody's here, even folks like Lily Boatwright, who created that ghost summoning device. Ariel Summers is wearing all black and just sitting here looking a bit vacant and unhappy. Stevie Ward, Matt Miranda, everybody is here, including Jessica's father. Dr. Nakamoto is here. Of course, he would come down for homecoming to visit his daughter with his lovely wife. And we also see none other than Earl's father and two younger sisters. In fact, the whole family has come down, and they've been tailgating outside. They come into the group, into the game, and enjoy themselves. And I'm going to do a quick check-in. Any updates? Paul, can we hear you? This is so weird that he was literally talking to us before we went live, and then just something happened. I'm muted, but I don't hear anything.
Well, he doesn't have his headphones on that bound.
All right. So that is what is going above ground. Then we head to the elevator that you guys had broken into, head down the elevator, come out into the tunnels that run underneath the stadium, down to the side office where we find all of you, along with Maria and Tip and Helen LaCroix. And Helen says, well, Tekla, if you wish to open a portal to the fifth dimension, then I will do everything I can to assist you in drawing that power. Still, even if we are able to do that, someone will need to go across. If you have the items that you stole from me, the items that you have found, they will be powerful weapons. That's why I was gathering them, to stop the convergence and to destroy the corruptor. But if you are the portal, then someone else will have to go across.
Hello?
Across. Yes.
Hey!
Are you using your laptop mic?
No,
Oh, I see little earbuds.
You're also.
no I'm using
Oh, that's the mic.
All right.
Don't drop that mic.
Oh no, he got quiet again and he's muted. I hope Paul's with us. Are you with us, Paul?
I'm muted on purpose.
Awesome. I'm so glad you're with us.
Same.
Wouldn't be the same.
And I'm like,
Wait, so go across where?
Get to the fifth dimension.
What, where, how?
Yeah,
What
what
is that?
does that even? What does that mean?
Is it in space? Is it like where, when?
the fifth dimension occupies.
She
the
just
same
did the entire
theoretical
presentation.
space
Yeah, but
as the first through third. It's co.
So it's an
Yeah,
alternate
the only-
dimension.
Sure. It is an alternate projection of the dimension that we are already in.
Okay.
It's like an inside out hologram.
Helen
No,
says,
okay.
imagine light as a disturbance caused by the rippling in a higher dimension just
You're
beyond
not
our
talking.
perception. Like how fish in a pond might see shadows of ripples across the surface of the water.
Nope.
Okay, how about like
Derek as well? Like, Yeah.
I was with Tekla, and now you. Yeah.
I would like to assert that it doesn't matter if we understand or not.
Well, kinda, because if I want to volunteer,
Why does
as a
someone need to
tribute.
go in there? Like, can't we just get the energy from there? Like, if we open a portal and then...
We can destroy the ley lines, which will render East Texas University inert.
Mm.
That will obviate the convergence. However, if we were to be bold, then those of you who could go across could seek out the corruptor himself. If you destroy him, there will never be a convergence.
I'll do it.
Hey, not so fast.
Does it only have to be one person?
Does
Also,
not have to be.
Who is this
one
corruptor
person.
and what does he do exactly?
Okay, let's
Helen
not fight.
Pauses and heads over to a bookshelf and starts pulling out books.
Bookshelf! I'll join her.
I'm
And,
checking out my weapons and like making sure I've got everything.
meanwhile, Tekla, you're starting to get that headache that you had earlier in the day. Is starting to throb a bit more. You can feel energies swirling within. And Helen will start, very much like a scholar, starting to list out all of the things that the demon known as the corruptor does. How the corruptor can take souls and taint and warp them and bring people to the side of the abyss. And she's very interested in such a thing, has studied it for decades, and it will take a while. What do you do?
But wait, like, the corruptor, like, uses souls as fuel just like you wanted to do?
The convergence has to happen on either side. The convergence takes a certain amount of energy. The demons have been gathering their power since the protectors 70 years ago averted the disaster.
Funny how it only took 12 souls then.
But it didn't work.
And I'm like,
I want a book.
If you
Snap.
survive, of course.
I like snap my fingers and then sort of do the arm trick. And that lantern is like on the end of my hand.
Nice. And you're still wearing the cross, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'm wearing the cross whether I want to or not, because
That's
it's
true.
like the cat that comes back the very next day.
Cool. So you guys see the lantern that you had retrieved from the lake.
Well,
Had to put it someplace no one would steal it.
because it's work.
Yeah. First he makes too little sound, he makes too much sound.
Yes.
I'll take too much over no sound from Paul.
Yes.
We'll just selectively mute from time to time.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
So
Oh,
what's
you're
your plan? Like this
sure
is
about
this
this?
is the keeper asking, what's your plan here? Do you guys want to open the portal and go work across? What do you want to do here?
sweet.
I mean,
I volunteer as tributes.
Ollie has also volunteered to.
Helen doesn't get it. Rich thinks it's great. Hey, Paul.
Hi. What? Am I super loud?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
The voice of God with a bad microphone. Yeah, exactly. Robot God.
You will be exterminated. And now we have trades. This is the best last session ever. We're having all of the things. Oh man, this is good stuff. This is classic. Paul, please don't be upset. And we're not laughing at you. We're laughing near you about things that are happening to you and our ears. So we have who does not want to go across to the demon dimension
Oh, I don't want to go across.
All right, sorry. Who's not going?
I mean, me, because I'm the portal. I've got to hold down the door.
And kind of out of character. We don't really trust this woman. We don't want to leave Tekla alone.
Yeah, I'm also thinking that.
Somebody needs to stay with me and keep Helen on the straight and narrow. One or two people. I feel like Ollie and Derek going across with Delagarce's cross and probably the lantern.
Not catching the throat cross. Nope.
Yeah, no, what? You're getting the lantern, he's getting the cross. I see the look on your face.
We're sure that the lantern's not got any religious significance.
I'm sorry, guys. Am I better now?
No.
Am I?
It's weird. It's very robotic. Your mic has never sounded like this before. It is so weird.
What microphone are you using? Are you using the headset microphone or?
If you plug in that other microphone that you had for a minute and you go into your Google Hangouts settings, you should be able to set the input to that handheld mic and your output to your headphones.
Yeah.
And hopefully there won't be any OS interference from Windows.
Yeah. It could also be something like, boosting the bass, whatever, option on the microphone.
That makes me think of music. Like bass, how low can you go? Death row. But a brother know once again back in is the incredible rhyme animal. The indelible deep of look at me #1. Okay, that's fine. I'll move on.
Proud of you.
That happened.
It did. All right. So then I think what we should do is begin at the beginning. Someone named Tekla that has access to the 5th dimension should try to open that portal. And the question isn't, can the portal be opened? It is, how unstable is it? What costs are there to this action? And then the question you guys were discussing before we kind of broke there is, who's staying behind? You have Maria and Tip. Either or both of them can stay behind or go. Maria seems the least trustworthy. Tip is by far the most trustworthy to stay behind. She is also a pretty good fighter, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to send against demons in the other dimension. Paul's going to reboot his computer. Good luck. He's already left the chat. So I think we kind of, maybe we wait to see which side Earl ends up on, but we'll start things. Is that okay with everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet. Appreciate you guys helping us work through the tech issues, and we will continue. So let's have you.
That was fast.
That was a weird restart. Oh, he's on a phone? That is definitely.
I'm just listening while I reboot.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I thought that was fast.
I'm gonna mute you then, Paul, in case there's background noise. Okay. I know it's really hard to mute when you're on mobile. At least it has been for me. Good. So let's see. Are there any moves that seem to work? We've got this move called Wormhole, but I mean the move results don't exactly work. But I think we could do a modified Wormhole.
Wormhole is just perfect, isn't it?
It's just named too well for me to think that we should come up with something custom, when really I was going to have you roll with weird. And 7 to 9, you don't quite manage it, could easily be a way that we explain problems.
Has she visited the 5th dimension before?
Oh, that's true. Well, isn't she always there?
I'm kind of always there. That's my secret. I'm always in the 5th dimension.
Is this the bit at the end, the kind of the finale of Avengers?
Yeah.
I'm always angry.
I'm always in the fifth dimension.
Yeah.
That's good. That was good.
Yep. So cool. Let's take a peek at Wormhole real quick.
Oh, we get to have our actual physical dice roll again.
I know, and my beautiful Chinese dice rolling cup set, which I've never regretted purchasing for even a moment.
Even if you roll poorly, you still love it.
And I did. This is a 6.
But your weird is a 3, so that makes it a 9.
No, I mean it's 3 on the dice and 3 from my weird for a 6.
Oh, somebody better help her, or things are gonna go bad.
Yep.
The campaign ends. Yay!
I may want to blow a luck just because this is really early in the session.
I think
The
that's
luck
a good
is
call.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, sounds good. Blow that luck.
I do it.
Sweet.
It's also sort of an important one, so.
Sure. I mean, if you really want to spend luck to save the world, I guess.
You know, I have
What does
hopes
it look
for
like? What does it look like when you use the worm and wormhole to open an actual portal for people to step through?
The portal has to go somewhere. And like the open air, we've all seen that effect. Also, you know, it's a little cheesy and ungrounded and probably a little bit expensive for our series. So I think what happens is Tekla paces the room a little bit, trying to sort of reach out and find the correct spot. And then finds and focuses on a part of the wall. And it sort of peels itself out into the actual portal to the 5th dimension with, you know, all the strange crackling lights and special effects. Yep, we need makeup on the CGI for the corruptor.
Good. That's really good. Helen warns you guys, and I'm just we know that Derek and Ollie are going. So real quickly, Derek, is Tip coming along, or is she staying behind to protect?
I mean, though useful she would be, I think it's much cooler to have a goodbye kiss and
Ooh, that's a good bit of tension
I
here.
hope we'll be back.
There's super gonna be tongue because it's Tip, so yeah.
Oh, and also, like, you know, definitely hand off Delagarce's cross to Ollie.
Nice. So Delagarce's cross is held by Ollie. When you step across, there's a thing. So I want to talk through that in just a minute.
I throw the keys to the rec room. So
that's great.
Just so you know, I'll be back. But, you know.
Yeah, you take 2, but rules meh. Well, also spent a luck, so you get a 12 plus. So we'll just say that kind of opens it up. Good, and then you get the Lantern of the Deep, Derek, with its blue lens, and Helen says, "Prepare yourselves for an alien landscape. Where you're going, the 5th dimension is nothing like here."
Awesome.
And the 2 of you step through the portal. So everything that you carry through the portal with you manifests in this effective spirit world. In this world, in this 5th dimension, ghosts and demons are not ethereal and can be damaged normally. You treat solid objects like solid, but with effort, you can also pass through doors, walls, and the like. You can't fly, but you can't activate electronic or mechanical devices in the real world. The first thing that you notice that is by far the most obvious is that Delagar's cross, which was a pendant in your hand, grows and it manifests itself in the original form of the Mayan demon slayer. It is a 6-foot long demon slaying spear that will allow you to, when you use it against demons, it is incredibly effective. And it can also be used against despoiled spirits, an act to exorcise them as well. And
Does it
then
still count as a religious symbol?
it,
You're not taking it. I've got this one.
yeah,
No.
he's got it. It no longer has a cross on it though. So it's not a Christian religion's thing. It just had a cross attached to it to kind of obfuscate what it truly was, which was the tip of the spear.
Oh,
Am I
hey,
still
it's
a monster?
It's quiet, Paul.
You sound good, a little quiet, but good and not robotic.
I think he was trying to be quiet to not
Kill us.
blow our eardrums out.
Talk for a sec, Paul.
And I'm opening the device properties so that I can.
You sound fine. You sound good.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Oh,
Thank you.
I
Very
was
happy.
worried for a while that we wouldn't. Yeah. Excellent.
And then
Should
Garrett.
we decide if Earl has come with us or not?
we should decide that. Earl, have you gone across to the 5th dimension to try to find and destroy the corruptor demon? Or have you remained behind to protect Tekla so that they have a way back?
I went.
Awesome.
Another goodbye kiss.
So I threw my keys to Earl. By the way, so like here are the Requiem keys. So did you just like pass them over to somebody else? Say,
Well-
I'm going.
Yeah, I hand them to Jessica and give her a kiss before I cross into the 5th dimension.
Nice. Jessica, what is this kiss like for you? Is it a romantic thing? Is it pure nerves? What's it like for you?
It's a lot of nerves. But she does look very nervous and go like, well, just make sure you come back.
I will. I promise.
So do we see the worm?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like this shining worm of light, right? Wouldn't we? Or what do you think? Is there a color associated with it?
I tend to associate like black and teal greens with it. And I feel like you see it after you cross over. And the worm is the door jamb on the other side, whereas in our dimension, the door jamb of the portal that's been created is sort of warped crust of the wall that's been torn apart. On the 5th dimension side, it's this rippling, shifting light of this worm, and it looks like a flatworm, except that the more you look at it, the less you can figure out what size it really is.
Oh, it's like perspective is just.
Yeah, your perspective on it is never correct. It never feels right. And
Yeah,
yes,
is this the size of a planet but far away, or is this?
or it's just right next to me. You just can't really tell. And yes, it is slowly turning. Thank you, Paul.
That's the
By the way,
worm turn. That's cute.
The cross that I took was turned into a spear on the other side.
Yes. Yes, and that's
And no,
probably
you can't borrow it. It's mine now.
And then the Lantern of the Deep, held by Derek, unless you guys determine otherwise. When you step across the blue lens from the lantern, manifests as a glass-encased blue eyeball. The all-seeing eye casts a warm glow within a range. Reduces the armor and damage of demons and despoiled spirits within its light. So there you go. That is a thing that happens with the lens. And good. You guys can easily make your way up to the football field where you feel the call and the presence of the convergence that's coming forward. And we cut away from the three of you as you leave. Everybody back in Helen's office, see them as spirits slowly moving through and up the ceilings and away. And then there is an explosion in the hallway. Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I guess I'll go see what that is.
You start to go through it. Helen grabs your shoulder and she hands you a gun, and she also has a gun. And Tip just starts taking off her clothes. And that gets a moment from Helen, and she says, "Don't, just shut up."
Yeah, Jessica will look at Helen with a small amount of loathing and give the gun back. Does not care for guns.
Oh, good luck. And she will take that and put the gun on the desk, and she's remaining near Tekla with her gun. And yeah, you say you want to go out to the hallway?
Well, is that just a matter of peeking out of the door, or is it a matter of tracing all the way back? Because I'm not leaving Tekla with Helen.
You can peek out the door if you want.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. When you peek out the door, you see that there is a demon that you recognize the style of demon. You had seen it originally at the Raven's Roost on freshman night. You saw another one of them in the fight in the burn. And it is actually fighting against a couple of Helen's people, and they are not faring well, as it takes one by the head and just twists and drops their body to the ground. And it is coming for you. It's coming here. It looks like maybe somebody threw a grenade at it, and that was what the explosion was. What do you do?
I just say out loud, I can set up, a barrier to keep it out. If you can keep it busy. I look at Tip.
Tip is already shifting into Wolf, and she will bound out into the hallway and slam into it and start trying to fight it.
Okay, then I will try to set up a barrier.
You should do that.
Yes, that seems fine.
That seems like using magic to me.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll plus weird.
That is a 10.
Oh man, I was ready to click on the permanent bunny ears on the countdown clock.
Such close one.
But you rolled a 10. All right. Sweet. So with a 10 on that move, that means you get to make a choice. Without a glitch, what do you choose? I think I can guess, but I want to hear you say it.
Without a glitch. Bar a place to a specific type of creature, namely demon.
All right. So
Yeah,
you have raised a circle. And how big with your 10 do you think you've gotten this room effectively? Does that feel?
Yeah, I think it's just this room, yeah.
Awesome. So guess who's not in this room? That would be Tip.
Yes.
You got to get
but
Tip back.
It is barred only for demons, so Tip can still
That's
come
true.
back.
So Tip can come back.
Yes.
Cool. So
I'll
you
be
bring
yelling
up
at her.
that. You can see the doors slightly ajar. You can see into the hallway. Helen is there. She looks and she says, "Oh, that's a rather good circle."
Thank you.
And you hear like the sounds of combat, and there's growling, and you hear like there's motion, and then you heard like a dog yelp in pain, in sudden pain.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what you hear.
you're like, Tip, get back here!
And then you don't hear the combat anymore.
Oh. Is the combat actually moving away, or is it just getting really quiet?
You hear ragged breathing of something larger than a man.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see that demon appear, like peering into the doorway. It reaches forward and kind of pulls back its hand. It looks in at you and Helen and Tekla. Sniffs.
I'm like, but it's a rather low energy bird.
Abandonado. We have your father's soul.
I just look at him.
Would you like to have him back?
When you're dust, and I spit on that dust, it'll be for my father.
That will be very small comfort for him. Very small comfort. The tortures we will visit upon him because of what you are doing are immeasurable. And then, a few scant years from now, Abandonado, you will join him. And we will remember.
If you live, bitch.
The corruptor remembers. And we will cut away as the demon tests the barrier one more time. And we come to the football stadium. I know we don't need to do map combat, but sometimes Rich does dumb things like create
We have a map.
things like maps.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Here, I will share this with you guys so you can edit.
I just want to say that's a beautiful graphic design.
Right?
Let's just say is a composite image of other people's really good artwork, and that's all I'm going to say.
I
is
could not tell.
Shut up. Hey, David, I thought my Raven looked pretty good. But I totally did type the word ravens and put it there. Anyway, so the three of you come up, and dominating the football field, you see a demonic titan locked in weary concentration with its arms wrapped around the base of an obelisk. The giant's head rises above the top of the stadium now, and while the tip of the obelisk points several stories into the starless sky. From its tip, dark energy crackles outward from the stone tower and ensnares brilliant lines of power that crisscross overhead, the pine box ley lines. The conduits of supernatural power creep slowly near the obelisk's tip, only feet away from touching. Already the air surrounding the titan shimmers, and you can catch glimmers of the living world through the forming portal. The titan appears to have a bit of trouble keeping its head upright and its eyes open. Its stance is weary, the muscles are quivering from effort, and its gaunt appearance suggests it has been locked in this ritual for a very long time. There are other details. Nightmarish winged demons swoop through the sky overhead. Some circle the forming portal, while others weave in and out of the stadium. Within their talons, the winged horrors carry the ghosts of Pinebox and drop them at the feet of an archdemon standing immediately below the Titan. That would be this guy. who is way smaller than the Titan, but 12 feet tall himself. The Corrupting One. He's a terror in his own right. Tall and darkly beautiful. This demon radiates ancient power. He roughly grasps each spirit, and he is slowly creating fodder for his own army. You see despoiled spirits that restlessly roam the football field, except for one spirit, Derek. You see the soul of none other than Abigor among them.
Well, shit.
As the three of you enter the stadium, you see the kind of hazy images of all of the people at the stadium. Here, it's as if they're akin to the spirits, and the spirits have manifest. The obelisk pulses with power. The corruptor stands nearby. What is it you wish to do? And where Derek is at the 30-yard line, we'll say that you guys can easily enter. They're ignoring you. Like, it's as if you're beneath the notice of a lot of these winged horrors.
I was already busy trying to drop in the other pictures as well.
Probably could have done that to help you guys out. I'm sorry. So, what do you wish to do, my friends? Yay, there's Ollie. So
Earl has his shotgun from the duffel and a bandolier of grenades.
Jesus
that
Christ.
won't do any good.
Actually, and you may have been having some problems there. The weapons that you bring across are effective against these demons.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you don't have to have anything spiritual or magical. You're in their dimension now. You in their house.
I like it.
So, what do you wish to do? As a reminder, there are a number of things that you can do. You guys can read a bad situation. You can just run in and kick some ass if you want to pick out somebody to go after.
Yeah, I think.
You could even try to protect people if you wished. If he is corrupting and despoiling spirits. So sorry, go ahead.
Derek is probably gonna say like, guys, I need to take care of something.
Now?
And he points at Abigor.
Right. Won't finishing this kind of take care of it?
Not. I'm hoping to help my situation as well.
I'm fine with you fucking her up.
Cool. You just look out for yourself. Don't worry about the thousands and thousands of people. Go for it. And I will pull a grenade. Well, actually, I'm going to read. I'm going to read the sitch.
Okay, cool. Reading a bad situation. When you look around and read a bad situation, roll plus sharp. Oh, come on. I was going to try to move the die rolling page so we could actually watch it, but I've got too many windows open and I've confused myself. Ha-ha! Have you already rolled?
Yeah, that was an 11. I forgot I was muted.
Fantastic. All right. With an 11, you can hold 3 of the questions. Do you want me to drop those in?
Please.
Okay. Let me drop those into the chat. Remember that FIs will look weird.
First question is, what's the biggest threat? I know which one is physically the biggest.
Well, I think that as a professional, perhaps you've had access to read up on things.
Sure.
So we'll use that to kind of couch in the answer. The key to stopping the convergence is the obelisk. If the obelisk were to be destroyed, then this attempt to bring upon the convergence would fail utterly. However, sometime in the future, the corrupting one, a 12-foot tall creature, would begin again. Another titan could be created, another obelisk could be summoned, and it would begin all over. Is that a good answer for you? Is that
yes? Yes. Specifically about the obelisk, what's most vulnerable to me?
Oh, interesting. Okay. The specifically to the obelisk. So you realize, just looking at the obelisk, that the Titan is very vulnerable to you because it seems as if it is wholly focused on holding up the obelisk and would not defend itself, trusting, or it doesn't have trust. It just doesn't have the energy to do anything other than be the holder of the main focus. The obelisk itself is extremely powerful. So the weakness, the vulnerability is the Titan itself.
Cool. And I'll leave the third. So I know what I'm going to do. I would suggest, I'll say, hey, Ollie, if you take the corrupting one, I'll try to deal with the big guy in the obelisk to start.
Sure. Doesn't look too big.
It does look rather big. Just in case, the scale doesn't seem right for you, let me tell you that this is an archdemon, and he has a flail of molten flame. Yeah, he does look really big, just, in case.
Thanks for that. Yeah. Yeah, I think Ollie starts to stride purposefully towards the corruptor then, spear in hand.
And
nice.
of course, did Derek hand off the
Derek, I was just going to say, Earl, take this.
So I'll take that in my left hand.
Sweet. So just so we're clear, Earl is approaching the Titan. I assume, Earl, you told them, take out the Titan, the obelisk falls. While Ollie with De La Garza's cross is walking menacingly towards the corruptor, and then Derek is moving as quick as a lightning towards the spirit of Abigor. Is that what we have?
Sounds like it.
Good. With all of that, the music swells and brings us to a commercial break, and we will take our first bio break. It is 46 after the hour. Let's take 9 minutes. So we'll start back up at 55 after. Everybody has a nice long bio break. So see you guys in 9. So, Jan, did you get a haircut for the superhero LARP, or is it just
No.
it just coincided? Looks like you got a haircut in mine.
No, I shaved my beard.
Oh, that's it. I knew there was less hair. I just thought on your head versus your face.
I always do something with my beard for LARP. It's a thing.
Oh no, I want pretzels.
I had a pretty successful playtest of my currently in development office workplace zombie fighting RPG called Working Stiffs. First session was this past week. A few tweaks need to be done to the rules, but the story we told was pretty good. It's one of those things like when you have really good players that you've run a game that's in playtest and everybody fills in the gaps, and so you have to kind of peel it back and really think about, okay, was that player decisions and teamwork and a good sense, like a good attitude, or were the rules actually helping to create that story to be interesting? It's always tough. Like I conflate the two sometimes.
Yeah.
Like we had a really good time. Yeah, but how much of that was the game? Okay, not a lot. So tweaks need to be made.
A lot of games in development suffer from that like charismatic GM syndrome, where the early games are all run by a charismatic GM who's got a lot of experience and knows how to make all the pieces and parts work like intuitively and in their head, and doesn't make it into the book.
Right, absolutely. Like right now when I run Bat Hack, it goes pretty well because that game exists in my brain, but there's literally nothing on the page for how to GM the game. It is, how do you GM the game? Look to Rich, and that's not going to work. So that's this next step on the Bat Hack is pour my brain into paper, and hopefully it makes sense. I don't know how to explain. Take a box score of a game that's already completed and break down those moments into actionable phases within your game, and then go. But that's how I run the game. Is I look at a box score that's already done, and then I look for certain moments where I'm like, there's a defensive play in this inning, and then I'll skip whole, because if you play through every at bat in a baseball game, number one, it's boring. Number two, it will take longer than watching an actual baseball game because you're rolling a lot of dice.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, how do I boil that down? It's tough. It's really tough. Good. We are nearly at our 9 minutes. So people are.
Yeah, I feel like you'd have to diagrammatically explain in the rule book how to do that.
Right. I think explain it in concept, show a box score, and then do some AP. It's almost like what was I'm thinking Fiasco did the live play stuff where the replays, I think, where they actually broke down how. But yeah, I think good copious examples will help to explain the process versus me coming up with some long ass outline and like clouds and boxes and I don't have a head for describing things in that way. But that's a good suggestion, Jen. Thank you. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Let's come back from our break. We come back from our break to the office again. And it has been a few moments of quiet. That demon moved away. And the three of you, oh, Maria's there too. Yeah, right. Because she didn't go across. So we have Maria, we have Helen, we have Jessica, and we have Tekla. All four of you in the office. Maria is sitting at Helen's nice chair that she was seated at the desk earlier before, with her feet propped up. She's currently drinking a beer and just waiting patiently. Helen is rereading some of her books. What has Jessica been doing for the last few minutes?
What, the demon has just left, or is it still sitting outside? Or
Sorry. The demon has, like, there was a skew door, demon stuck head in, said things, threatened Tekla terribly, moved away. The last you heard of Tip, she went out to fight the demon and then yelped in pain, and then the demon stuck his head in and gave y'all a bunch of business.
then Jessica will have yelled for Tip a few times, and then if she hasn't heard anything back, then she's nervously pacing the room.
Cool. So then, after several minutes, you hear a yelp of pain, and then you hear Tip say, "Fucking get off me!" And then she screams in more pain.
So I wouldn't wait minutes.
Okay, cool.
I'm like, oh my god. Fuck this.
Aren't you keeping the portal open?
And actually, point of order, am I actively keeping the portal open?
I think that you are kind of the keystone, and as long as you're still alive and giving some measure of concentration to it, like I imagine, let's just give you a -1 ongoing, then you're keeping the portal open. Does that seem fair?
That seems fair. So I'm like, yeah, but fuck this. I can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time.
Okay, let's go.
Let's get Tip.
Cool. The two of you start to go to the door. Helen looks up and says, but the circle, you're safe here. Don't leave.
Come help us. Hero of the hour.
This is foolish. And she will slowly walk after you. Cool. So you step into the hallway. You see that Tip, who had to strip down to turn into a wolf, is back in human form. And there is a demon that's holding her down onto the ground, while the one that was speaking to you has a long nail and is just slowly, he like pokes it into her arm, like here, and just drags it, opening up the flesh, and Tip screams again and writhes and tries to kick them off. Looks like they were just going to try to torture her until you do that.
Whammy this guy.
Oh, awesome. That sounds like a good plan. Why don't you go ahead and roll with weird?
Cool. I'm going to do it. Dope. All right. So that's a 9 on the dice for an 11.
Wow. Okay. On an 11, so you're basically kicking some ass with weird instead of tough. 2 harm, close, obvious. Because it's a 10+, then you can choose an extra effect. If you spin a luck, then you, of course, you get the advanced. Or if you're an 11, you could get help from Jessica, which would push you to an advanced.
I haven't advanced that move that I can recall.
Okay, that makes sense. It doesn't actually, it doesn't seem like something you would advance. So just take your 11 and make your choice. Do you have the rules, or do you want me to drop that in the chat?
I have the rules, so let's see here. Just one other die. You know what? No, there's actually only one choice. I force them where I want them.
Where do you want this one demon, this torturing Tip, to be?
Much farther down the hallway so the Tip has the opportunity to escape.
Nice. I like that. Cool. So you big whammy. We see that kind of wavy bit of force, invisible force that slams into the demon, sends it rolling forward. Tip is going to try to kick up and shove this other demon to the ground, but she definitely could use some help. Jessica, what are you doing?
Oh, Jessica was waiting for an opening to sort of rush in and drag Tip out. So,
Oh, that's awesome. Why don't you protect someone then?
all right. That's something that's never happened before.
Roll plus tough. You
Yes,
bold
that's why it's
thing,
never
you.
happened before.
You ever roll plus tough? I don't know. -1. Oh, goodness.
That's a 7.
Dang it!
Squeak!
Dang it!
Squeak!
All right, cool. So you rush forward, you grab Tip, and 7, you protect them okay, but you'll suffer some or all of the harm that they were going to get.
Okay.
And so this demon trying to grab onto Tip and hold her fast grabs your arm, and you take 3 harm as its claws dig into your forearm and then scrape all the way down. Blood starts dripping down. Your fingers start to tingle on your right hand from that immediate, very severe amount of damage. And Rich remembered, without being prompted, that quickly look into keeper moves, because there is a harm move. And at 3 harm, do you have any armor? I don't think you do, but I just wanted to check in.
What is this armor?
That is intense pain, and you will take -1 ongoing until you have that taken care of. Helen fires on the demon a few times with her revolver, and yeah, hits it a few times. So it doesn't seem to care quite as much as wanting to rip you apart. So, yeah, you've gotten Tip. You could probably get back inside the circle if you want to make a run for it. But then
that seems like a really good idea.
Yeah, so why don't you go ahead and act under pressure then?
I'm good at that.
Cool.
I've read about this.
Oh, there we go.
That's
All
a 10.
right.
I've read that it's a really good idea to get back to safety.
All right, you can roll with sharpest to the cool. Very smart. I was like, what do you mean you're good at this? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
The best defense is running away.
Don't forget your -1 and going. You do have a +2 to this roll.
That's a 9.
Ha 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 ha. So a 9. 7 to 9, the keeper's going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. You can leave behind Tip, or you can leave behind Tekla to face the wrath of this demon.
Well, Tip is human and naked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'll leave behind Tekla. She has some unfinished business anyway.
Sweet. So you pull her back into the circle, and one of the demons slams into you. Tekla, it was chasing after Tip.
Sure.
Tackles you, knocks you to the ground, and you see it's like gaping maw with those big, sharp teeth. It's going to try to bite your face off. What do you do?
Since I'm holding open a portal, I think that it's super cheap for me to be like, I wormhole out of it.
That makes sense.
I feel like
fair. Yeah, I get that.
Like I can't have that going on twice. That's not cool.
I think that's a really cool read on the situation.
So yeah, tackle demon, want to eat my face.
You could drop the portal, wormhole somewhere. I'm sure you could bring the portal back up again later. It's just like a door, right? It's just a portal. Portals close, they open. It's fine.
That's not the level of responsibility I'm going for here.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I know. Anything that I have on what I need when I need it is, you know what? This seems like a good time. Maybe. Once again. 1 die. Okay, odds. I'm going to see if I can't call in that favor that I've got from Maggie the Ghost.
Oh, what do you know? That is fantastic. I'm really interested by this. So, what does that look like? The star of Dead Witch, the Reckoning, murdered in a ritual in the final scene of the movie, now a dismembered ghost. So how do you how do we see that this calling upon her aid?
So, like, I'm holding on for dear life. I call out Maggie's name, and there are, streams of light in the hallway. Hopefully, as she responds.
Yeah, cool. So streams of light in the hallway, and then we see Maggie's hands. And if you remember, like there were arms, and there was nothing, right? And so the hands wrap around its throat and yank it back savagely, and the demon lets out a bit of an irk, right, of surprise. And she starts dragging it towards a wall, and it's kind of trying to move its blood-slicked hands to scramble across the tile floor, and she moves halfway through a wall, and it moves halfway through the wall, and then it stops. It jerks once, and stops moving, and then the half of it that didn't go through the wall just slides down across the wall. And then Helen will kind of help you up and pull you back inside.
Okay, door's still there. Word up, Tip.
Cool. I think that's a great cut as you guys are pulling Tip up onto the table where maybe Jessica, would you shove those books aside? Like, would you shove those, or would you gently move them?
Yes, no, I would do it in a dramatic act.
Oh, I love it. Oh, man. Somewhere up in the stadium, Margaret Winter goes, what? Oh, man, she knows. She knows what you did to that book. So we cut back to the stadium, and I think we're going to pick up with the Ollie and Delagar's spear, the Mayan demon hunting spear, as he approaches the corrupting one with his flail of flame and lava, chuckles. We have a modulated voice. He says, oh, the pitiful one, so angry and sad, coming here for your death.
Yeah, I've seen bigger.
That's awesome. Yeah, that totally counts as a nice little quip if you were trying to do the why so serious. Sounds good. Cool.
Great.
So why so serious? You cap off a move with an appropriate one-liner. So we'll give you
cap off a move. Well,
yeah, it's fine. We'll give yourself a +1 forward as you. I assume you're going to try to kick some ass here.
You said it was it's like being like dragging souls and like corrupting them.
Yes, it has been corrupting souls. The winged demons are like swooping down into the crowd, picking up someone, bringing him over, and then he despoils them. And I think right now you see that they are bringing across. Rich looks across the NPCs and places to give a little bit of a teeth to it. So, here we go. I'm going to make it really hard on you. It's Brent Rodriguez has been dragged before the corrupting one, and he is about to despoil his spirit. And you can see he's terrified. Like there's something about this that he is vaguely aware of. What do you do?
I kind of just like really reluctant sigh, and I start like speeding up, and I'm gonna like throw the spear try and throw the spear into the demon's hand, like through the hand that was gonna grab the soul. I'm protecting.
Okay, cool. So we prevent harm to another character. Roll plus tough.
Okay. I just got to check if I've got what moves. I think I advanced some moves, and so I might have to choose between. No.
You advanced help out and manipulate someone, and kick ass and act under pressure. So you've used everything except this one move you're using right now.
Yeah, but I can get a 10+, but I can't choose suffer little harm.
Oh, that's right.
And
the never again.
brief point, what damage were we set at the start of this session? Because we didn't take harm last session, and last session was a couple of in-game weeks after.
Oh, that's a great question. I think everybody should be good to go because I don't think anybody took harm in the last session,
Don't
and
think
there's some harm that
Good
would have
because I had
happened this
4.
time. Do what?
Good because I had 4.
Yeah, we skipped some time for the homecoming game, so I should have been clear and said to everybody healed them.
I
So I
vaguely
kind of.
remember that.
So I'm sure I've got a bruised wrist, but it's just a in fiction bruised and not mechanically, I guess. Okay.
So never again in combat you may choose to protect someone without rolling as if you'd rolled a 10 plus. So
I'm really struggling to decide if I'm going to roll or not. What's it's plus cool?
It is plus tough. You're actually tough.
I'm going to roll.
You're gonna roll. You're not using the move. Oh, this is gutsy. You gotta see
Plus
this.
3, so
Yeah, we'll see.
I got to.
Oh!
And I can choose what I want.
You can choose what you want, so you can choose suffer a little harm, which is a good idea because there's a lot of harm coming your way.
Yeah. Yeah. Suffer a little harm.
Okay, cool. So on a 7+, you protect them okay, but you'll suffer some or all of the harm they were going to get.
It's,
yes?
Did you say 7+?
No, on a 7+, it's a hit, and then on a 10+, you choose an extra. So you got the effects of 7+, plus the extra suffering.
Sorry. Harm. Yeah, so I throw the spear at the guy's the demon's hand.
Awesome.
While keeping running.
Yeah, the spear, like it hits his hand, and there's a lot of like ichor that spews out because you caused it a lot of pain. And then he backhands with his flail, and it's like it's actually more like a cat of nine tails with like fiery whips at the end. It slashes across your chest, and you would have taken 5 harm, but instead you only take 4. As it sears hot brands across your chest, and one of them actually wraps around your neck and burns, makes it very hard for you to breathe. And yeah, I think you are going to take -1 ongoing until you see to that. That is also unstable, so therefore it will progressively get worse, those burns. And you don't have the spear anymore, which is probably the worst of all of those things.
Yeah.
So we'll cut away from you as Derek, you close upon Abigor. Without the eye, without the spear, Abigor, your sire, who you knew for only a brief time and a little bit longer in your head. And yeah, you've got preternatural speed, so you close upon her. She is acting at the behest of the corruptor and was actually walking up the stadium stairs and had grabbed your sister.
Wow. Yeah, no, I rush over and basically just say like, oh, so I am a demon then.
You are. You should serve the corruptor.
Fuck that. Also, get your fucking hands off of her. Real quick.
She lets go of the sister and turns to you. I am your sire.
Uh-huh. And I've just heard.
As I say.
I've just heard that there's some sort of ritual that if I do some sort of cool ritual to my sire, that I might be able to turn back to normal. Now, I don't know this ritual, but just to see if it works, and otherwise just for shits and giggles, I'm just gonna suck you dry, and then I just jump at her.
Cool. All right. It sounds like you tried to kick some ass then.
Oh yeah.
Because she's not going to let you do that.
No.
Oh yes, here it comes. Kicking some ass. I'm going to share screen.
That's an 8.
Got an 8. So
That's
you
it.
rolled a 6.
Rolled a 6.
Right? You got a +2 on tough.
And maybe, I don't know. What could go wrong? Charge into immediate danger without hedging my bets?
There you go. Hold 2. You may
Okay.
spend your hold to inflict 1 harm, reduce someone's harm suffered by 1, or take +2 forward on an act under pressure roll.
Okay. I'll keep those
Keep
facts for now.
hold. Awesome. So with your 8, that means you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers in the game. And so your harm rating with your monstrous attack is how much? I believe it's 2.
My teeth do.
Life drain, 1 harm.
I'm not doing well. Yeah, I mean, life drain. That'll take a while, and that'll be for later. For now, just teeth. So 3 harm.
Okay. Sweet. So 3 harm from the teeth. You bite into her. I'm gonna say you bite into her shoulder, and just because this amuses me, she reaches down and latches onto your neck, and you will take 3 harm. Unless you do something about that, she will give you 3 harm back.
No, that's fine.
You're just gonna, all right, you're just taking it. Great. So
Yep.
with that 3
Absolutely.
harm, I think that what happens is the 2 of you tussle for a bit. This is a harm move, and you start to fall down the stairs, like kind of rolling, and it's like a pair of cats, right? You know, the 2 of you wrapped up in this immortal embrace. As you draw blood from her, she draws from you, and you tumble down the same, which means you effectively protected your sister. Good job. And then last but not least, we close upon Earl as you have come up to the Titan. At this point, you've done nothing to them. They seem to kind of be ignoring you. You're just another one of the mortals here. You've got the blue eye, which if you saw it in what I had written up in the gear there, I'll just kind of move it over to you into your character sheet on line 61. The blue lens from the lantern is an all-seeing eye. It casts a warm glow and allows you to weaken others. What are you doing, Earl?
So it's not a passive effect. I have to actually use it to.
No, it's like
weaken?
near you, and it does the things. You can do other things while carrying it.
Cool. Well, I'm holding that in my left hand, and I am taking a grenade off of my bandolier and tossing it. Well, because it's timing, I'll just toss it at the creature.
Oh, this sounds awesome.
The Titan.
Do we have a damage rating for those grenades? I don't know if we ever.
I don't know. I don't think I did.
Okay, no worries.
I
I'm
like
pretty sure.
4 in Apocalypse World. For
I would
grenade
guess it's
things.
4. Yeah, that would be my guess, but I wanted to see if anybody knew that offhand. I will just do a quick thing. And,
4 harm.
grenade
messy.
launcher is 4 harm. So there you go. Sorry, what did you say? Yeah, it's 4 harm.
4 harm, close area, messy, loud.
There
For
we
grenades
go.
themselves.
Here's the deal. I'm going to have you act under pressure to land that to get max effort, and if you get a 10 plus, they don't know who threw it. But with the 7, the demons are aware that you've just done a great deal of harm to the Titan, and yeah, 4 harm is going to be a lot to it, especially with the warm glow
Blast
of the
harm.
eye, weakening it.
Yeah.
Weakening it. Yeah.
So I will roll that right now. So this will be +3.
Okay, here we go. Earl's starting with that 10. Holy crap, boxcars!
15. And unfortunately, I have not advanced it.
Oh, that is pretty great, though. All right, so yeah, you act under pressure with a 10 plus. You do what you set to do is the measure for act under pressure. So it bounces a couple times, just like somebody did an onside kick, and it lands right in between the big toe and the next toe of this Titan, and it literally blows off its foot, ankle, all the way like halfway up of its calf. The 4 damage, and then the bluish glow of the eye, and it starts to fall, and it lets out a very deep sound of pain and alarm, but it has not stopped its concentration on the obelisk yet. So we cut back to Ollie as you've thrown the spear away and received a very, very serious wound from the corrupting one. Brent is now running across the football field to get away.
I think I cough up some blood and was like, "Now we got ass hat." Then wipe it away and start slightly wobbly, walking back towards the.
Cool. Corrupting one starts walking towards you, and he says, "Now you will become another one of my despoiled spirits, you pitiful whelp." And he's going to try to hit you with a flail again. What do you do?
Just looking at the like, am I instantly dead if I? Well, I've got no backup at the moment.
No, you do.
So I don't think he's gonna wait for me to patch myself up.
So, just so you, the player, are aware, when you spend a point of luck, you can pick one. You can either, after you roll, retroactively change the result to a 12, or the first option, decrease a wound you have suffered to 0 harm.
I'm keeping the. I'm good to know for this next few moments, but I'm keeping my Ford.
Okay. You're hoarding on, and you keep that hold of the hoard like a dragon. I love it.
You said I got a -1, but I also got a +1 from
You're smart.
one of my moves.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got damage now, so I'm. That's what does not
What
kill me.
does not kill me.
Yes. So
One thing. Have you kept your it's vampires as your I know my prey? Or is it
This demon. Well, vampires are demons. Demons are vampires.
okay?
Apparently.
I mean,
So remember to keep that in account when you're doing your rolls.
yeah. Is this a? I mean,
I've tried to make it clear that vampires are like a vein of demons.
I just got this confirmed from Abagor.
Yep.
okay. Then I've got actually a +1 then.
Here you
So
go.
if I roll, it's +4. I'm going to
What
roll.
are you using to try to kill this son of a gun? Because you don't have a spear anymore.
Not just yet. I mean, there's a spear sticking out of its hand.
All right. So your plan is try to grab that spear and
Did
use
it
it
throw
on
the
it?
spear out of its hand, or is it still?
The way I described it was he had Brent, and the spear like came across and hit part of his hand and kind of landed off in the grass of the football field. And it's kind of
Okay, well, then my kind of aim is to like getting kind of close, try and get that spear, and then. So
all right. Well, let's see you kick
But
some ass.
9 + 4.
That's a pretty good roll, and
That's,
I do believe you've advanced that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on.
Let's just say ignore all harm.
Nice, sweet. Ignore all harm. That is insane. So, you run towards him, or you move towards him.
I'm kind of trying to get fast enough so I can get underneath that blow before it.
Yeah, you like dive into a tumble. You do like a James T. Kirk tumble underneath as the flail whips across your head. You come up and grab that spear, and then what does it look like when you jam the spear into the corrupting one? Do him a severe amount of damage.
I think I managed to get like one foot onto like one of his heels, like, the legs bent, so, and use it as a stepping stone to jam it into his back. Maybe just missing the spine, but like
nice.
Really,
oh yeah, which I totally see the. I don't know if you guys have seen the in Excalibur, the movie Excalibur, at the very end when King Arthur gets hit by Mordred's spear, and like when the spear goes through, they actually add that a little bit of meat comes out before the spear does. It's like the best physical effect of the whole movie. It like it blows me away. I've seen it a dozen times. Yeah, we see a bit of that, like demon viscera comes out ahead of the spear, pushing it, and it drops to a knee. And it was kind of a mirror image of the way the Titan has fallen away. And we cut to Derek and Abigor. And Abigor has started trying to claw into your sides. I'm going to give you a lot of harm here because she's more powerful than you. What are you doing? You're going to try to hold on for dear life here, Derek? You're muted.
I was. I am holding on. I already bit her shoulder. I'm trying to hold on to that dearly, and now I'm going to try and heal myself a bit.
Right.
Through, her.
Sweet. Do not forget that you have some things. You can you could try to manipulate her, although I think you've made it pretty clear you want her dead.
Oh yes.
And don't forget you've got some hold from what could go wrong, because she is going to deliver 3 harm to you unless something else happens.
I was going to use that.
Okay. You guys slam in, like I imagine you kind of roll down the steps and you slam into the kind of concrete walkway that is the beginning of this section of the stands, and she's going to try to just rip out a hunk of your throat.
Yeah. I'm you know what? I'm going to spend the luck because that was not a great roll. I mean, it's another.
Okay.
So
good.
the luck.
All right, you spent the luck, and you're trying to kick some ass here. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Have you advanced that? No. Manipulate and protect someone. Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Well, on it, plus you get an option, an extra effect.
Yeah. Wait. I need to grab the thing. Kick some.
I will tell you, if you inflict terrible harm, you will destroy her. If you do not, she will be barely holding on to what's left of her in life.
Well, what I was going to do, and this was a question I was going to ask, can I spend my holds on what could go wrong twice for the same thing?
I don't see why not.
Okay. So, in that case, I will, as my extra effects, I will inflict terrible harm, which is +1.
Okay.
And then I will spend 2 holds to inflict 2 extra harm, which brings it to 4 harm, which I heal.
Oh, that's right. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, that's right, you're a vampire.
I'm using my draining teeth. Otherwise, it would have been 6 harm.
That is wicked. Okay, cool. So yeah, you're using that to affect your life drain. That is wicked. Cool. So you draw Abigor into you and heal. We see you healing up the area where she bit into your neck, and she falls to the concrete. And you have destroyed her, your sire. And you feel your teeth start to recede.
And then it's like,
and
oh,
you can
shit,
feel
really that worked?
her blood in your mouth, and it doesn't taste quite as great as it did. And you are a regular old mortal in a demonic fifth dimensional realm with no weapons. Yeah. So let's cut away from that realization as we see Earl, and then this will be our last round. We'll cut back to real world and Tekla and the others. Earl, you've dropped that grenade. You see that the corrupting one is fighting against Earl. You don't know where Derek is, but that's kind of modus operandi. So yeah, what are you doing? The creatures are now becoming aware of you. There are winged demons that are flying towards you.
So I pull the shotgun is in one of those over the shoulder holsters.
Mm-hmm.
So I pull it out, and how big is the eye, the lantern?
Oh, good question. I'm imagining it's like that big. It's about the size of a football, one might say, but round.
Okay.
And by football, I don't mean a soccer ball. I mean an American football.
Got it. So I start walking toward. Well, I must be fairly close to it.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. It's so big. It's hard to be not close to it.
Yeah. So I take a couple more steps forward, and I start doing that thing. I'll put the eye on the ground, but so that it's still illuminating.
Yeah. So you're still in the. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
And then I do that that thing where you go, chick chick, boom, take a step. Chick chick, boom, take a step. Chick chick, boom, take a step.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I think as you're doing that, like there are winged demons that are flying down and one like flies in the way, but there are others that are going to try to tackle you and stop you from killing the Titan. And the corrupting one has ordered them to destroy anyone that threatens the Titan demon. And by the way, the Titan demon actually has a name, which I'll say now is Lanthwild, the unending destroyer, a demonic Titan. So you're going to be shotgunning him. I think you're trying to kick some ass here.
I am.
Lovely. I hope.
So as of now, I will be rolling +2 because I took that advance.
Very, very cool.
And that makes it a 10. I rolled an 8.
Oh, nice. Okay, so on a 10, you inflict your damage. You also have the effects of the blue eye. Your shotgun does how much? Is it 3?
3.
3. That is pretty huge. And what is your extra effect?
I'm going to. I think I'm going to suffer a little harm.
Nice.
Because there's a lot still going on, and I don't want to. Yeah, suffer a little harm.
Okay, cool. So you fire. Where do you imagine that you're hitting it with the shotgun? If you remember, you took out one of his legs. It's kind of fallen down onto that knee. It's in a great deal of pain. It still has one foot up. It's several stories tall. So where do you think you're shooting or aiming?
I am aiming as close to center mass as I can, but the shotgun range isn't that great. So if it's a couple stories tall, that's probably somewhere around crotch level.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Sucks to be him, but it's, I guess the Titanesses will be a little disappointed with what you've done on this day. You fire up onto it. You actually take out one of the winged demon that tries to fly in the way, and it gives off that weird demonic screech of pain. We see wounds appear on it. The buckshot hits, and it backhands you and sends you flying through the air, and then it falls to the ground, and the obelisk falls as well. The obelisk drops onto the ground. It was so close to the ley lines, right, that the ley lines actually dip down a little bit just from that pressure, drops to the ground, falls over, and slams into a couple of the winged demons that were there. and you see a crack form on the obelisk, and you fly through the air, Earl. You actually land in the Mustangs area, like on top of a few people, slamming into them, and you suffer a little because they break a bit of your fall, and you will take 3 damage after losing one, so it would have been 4 damage. And my keeper move from harm is that if you just take it, you're going to pass out from the pain.
So it's not a choice, right? I passed out from the pain.
Or you spend a luck.
Why not? I'll spend that luck. I don't want to leave this fight.
Okay, so by spending a luck, you don't even take the 3 harm. You slam into these people, and they're vaguely aware of you because of this weird, otherworldliness, but they caught you somehow, and you are not dead. And then we will swing back down to the spear that is through the corrupting one, and he says, "I'll bring back a mead. Stop now. I'll stop the convergence.
Yeah.
Bring back your mead."
I got closure. And I twist the spear.
Nice. All right, go ahead, kick some ass, because he's of course ready to hit you as well.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'll do.
You don't have the +1 forward from your quip because that was a +1 forward.
Yeah. 5 plus 4, 9. But we also decided it was demon.
Yeah, we did.
So I actually get a +5 with my all my stuff, so a 10.
It's like you're built for this.
Yeah, 10. Again, I will suffer little harm as
Well,
in fact, as I'm like kind of twisting, I think I've got 1 hand on the spear, kind of, yanking it around, and the other hand, I've managed to take out my gun and I'm just shooting into its back.
That's awesome. It
randomly, I don't know where its organs are.
It whips the flail around his head, and then just knowing that it's immune to fire, right? It whips around here, and you feel it come along your back, and it sears and burns. You suffer lesser harm, but you still take 4 harm. This
luck
will kill you unless you spend luck. All right.
Yeah.
So then by spending luck, you will avert that catastrophe. So what we see is, of course, we see the brands, we see the long burn scars, but it's all cosmetic because
I get like knocked off the back.
Yeah, you get knocked off the back. The spear's still in him. He falls forward, and the spear is shoved up, and then you feel everything start to weaken, and the demons all start getting pulled away, away from this place where the convergence was taking place. What do we see? You guys should go.
I kind of roll to a stop, and then just quickly throw my jacket off that's, I'm guessing, on fire. Look around.
Derek was going to super speed over to Ollie, but now he's just running.
Nice. We cut back to the tunnels and the office with Helen, and you feel it. You feel that spell, that pressure goes away, Tekla.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that was trying to push its way from the 5th dimension into this world has stopped. The ley lines are slowly settling back into their natural pattern. The convergence has been averted. And there are 3 people on the other side that need to travel back through your worm brain. But things have tilted, right? With the ley line starting to move, this portal is at risk.
Oh, shit. And I'm like, they did it.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Where are they?
They're still there.
We're walking in slow motion while rock music plays in the background.
Yep, there's explosions behind them.
That look a lot like fireworks in this light.
Yep.
Cool guys,
Kind of
don't
deal.
look at explosions.
Cool.
Aerosmith is playing.
Right. Right. But yeah, then I'll get a look on my face as like that triumphant feeling kind of drains a little bit. And I'm like,
What?
shit. The ley lines are breaking up.
Does that mean they won't be able to get back?
If I can't keep this door open,
Well, then you better.
I'm working on it.
Cool. Helen says, Jessica, attend me. We need to help her. Come, we will cast a ritual to give her the strength that she needs. And you too, witch. And Maria says, thanks. And she will get up from Helen's chair and come over, and the 3 of you, she like motions for you to join hands. Do you want to help Helen do this thing? It could be a sneaky trick.
Yeah, Jessica will help, but she's very, very cautious. Like, she's very suspicious of any human souls being used to somehow fuel this.
Okay. All right. Good. So it looks like Helen wants to kind of create this sudden ritual. I'm going to call it Big Magic.
Yeah.
And so you will need to use magic. You need 3 people. And basically the ill effects, I will tell you, if you fail, then Tekla can choose to either hold it until they get across, which then would burn the worm out of her own head, or she can let it go and then they're stuck and you guys can find some other way to get them and they'll be fine because, the Hell Dimension is not really pissed at them or anything like that.
Clearly, this will all go well.
Yes.
Okay.
Clearly.
Tekla, you're part of this, so if you wish to roll to help out, feel free.
Sure.
Am I making the main roll? Who's making the main roll?
Oh, you're making the main
You're
roll.
making the
This
main
is
roll.
you.
That's good. I got
Something
good pulses
totally.
on this.
Jessica.
Jessica!
I've got my mouse is right there above the permanent bunny ears. There's also that risk.
Well, it's a flat 4, so that comes out as a 7, you guys. A 7. So, yeah, that's not going to help you much with the helping.
All right, but it is a 7, so you get to choose a glitch.
Ooh. Glitch.
I like the glitch of the effect is of short duration, and then they have to act under pressure.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. I like that, too. Yep, let's do that.
Awesome. So we cut back to the other side of the convergence, and you guys see the portal of glowing light. You see on the other side, you see Tekla, you see Maria, you see the very heavily wounded Tip, who's laying on a table. There are a couple of tomes that are on the ground askew. One of the books is like open, and the pages are being bent as we speak.
Huh. Should we wait for Jan to come? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he was dealing with a cat situation. He was within earshot, I hope. But anyway, to reiterate, you guys need to make a run for the door to get out, and you need to act under pressure. Each of you need to make this roll individually, unless you want to obviate your roll and help someone else, and then you can do that, but then you're not making your roll.
But before I roll, I kind of want to, like, as I see Derek approach, like, a little help, some vampire speed. You muted.
Don't have that. Sorry.
Okay.
And I'll like lift you up, like let you lean on my shoulder, but we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way.
I just
Great.
I want to announce in advance, I'm not going to use luck on this roll.
Ooh, ballsy. Love it. Paul is going OG on us. This
Shit.
is great.
I'm rolling
Come
plus.
on.
I'm still rolling +3 though. So,
Yes, that's true. That's true.
and that's a 6.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh wait, before I roll, can I for my little I have closure whip, can I get a +1?
you're saying you wanted to get the why so serious cap off a move?
Yeah.
All right, I'll leave it to the group. We'll poll the group. Jan, do you think that the I have closure is an appropriate one-liner here?
Fair enough. Okay.
No, we'll do the thumbs up, thumbs down. All right, I'm gesturing to the camera. So, Jen, thumbs down from Paul.
I think it's
Thumbs up from Jen. Thumbs up. There's 2 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down. If it's like the house wins, so it's 2 thumbs down. Therefore, it doesn't count. No,
Yep.
no +1.
Okay, I just got a +1 for this roll then.
All
All
Oh
right.
wait, no, damage. No, the fight's over.
Yep, fight's over.
11. No, 12. Sorry.
Oh man, a 12. That is fantastic.
I think I've even got an action to pressure advanced.
Yes, you do, if I remember correctly.
I need to see what that has. I really need to see what that has.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. On advance, you may choose to either do what you wanted and add something extra, or do what you wanted to absolute perfection.
I want to do something extra. I'm trying to think of how I'd word it. I'd say, yeah, I just like yell at, I guess Earl is a little bit further back. Can I just scream, like, stop fucking dragging your feet?
All right.
To kind of give you a little, just a boost.
It is a natural advance. It's not even a luck. So yeah, if you want to get something extra, basically a +1 to push him over the thing, I think I'm okay with that. You are sacrificing. You're doing something to perfection. So the last person then is Derek. This will be so great. I feel like you do all that help for Earl and then Derek fails. God, I want to see that so bad. I mean, not really. I'm a fan of your character.
Well, that's
all right. So the 2 of you move ahead of Earl, and then Ollie, you see that Earl isn't quite going to make it. The portal is, and you yell at him to hustle up. And Earl, you look ahead, you hear Ollie's words of encouragement, see Jessica, and you barely make it through.
Can I say that the reason I was lagging behind was that I knew that Jessica would be pissed off if I left the magical artifact in the 5th dimension.
You go and grab the sword.
There's the lantern, because that's the one I
you run back and grab the lantern.
You ran back for the lantern, and then
that's so cool. I love that. Yes, so you guys make it to the other side. The portal is closed. You're able to hold on to it, Tekla, and what happened? You guys land on the other side. You smell the blood and the gore from outside and from poor Tip, who looks over and she sees you, Derek, and she's like, "You look pink."
Yeah, I did a thing.
Cool.
Hope that's okay.
Yeah.
You look terrible. No
Thanks.
offense.
I don't think I'm gonna dance tonight. Maybe.
I'll dance with you.
Ollie, you see that she is in really bad shape, but so are you.
Can somebody drag me over to Tip?
Yeah, I'm carrying you anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
when you do quick and dirty first aid on someone, including yourself, roll plus cool. Your DIY surgery could come in handy here.
Okay, I will. It's cool, yeah.
I'm staring at the dice.
I think I clicked through. Oh, wait. There we go. 7.
7. Whew, squeak. Okay, with that, you can stabilize the injury, but the patient takes -1 forward, heal 1 harm, and stabilize for now, but it will return as a 2 harm and become stable again later, or heal 1 harm and stabilize, but the patient takes -1 ongoing until it's fixed properly. That's actually really cool.
Well, being an NPC with the whole not being able to take a -1 ongoing, I will heal 1 harm and stabilize.
Sounds good. Cool. So you stabilize that injury, and she doesn't bleed out on the table. Yay. I'd like to, because of kind of time more than anything, I'd like to fast forward a little bit and see people at the homecoming dance. This will really, I'm not inserting any more monsters or threats for a sequel or anything. I just want to give you guys opportunities to have moments to tie off things. We've got some time here, hopefully, that we can find satisfying endings. And also, I think people wanted to show off outfits that they have found because they look awesome, and you should. So let's go down that road. Who wants to lead off with their homecoming dance moments?
Is this the same day as the homecoming game?
Yes, it is. It is later
Okay.
that same night.
Okay.
Things on the table. Homecoming dance where you are dressed up. Homecoming king and queen will be named. If no one has an idea they love, I have ideas as well. Re-meeting any of the characters that we have had in our campaign and kind of seeing them off. Those are kind of things that I imagine here. If you really want to kind of hold and skip ahead to do a bit of an epilogue for your character, you can. I was thinking more like tight. Let's do homecoming. If we do a sequel, then we haven't necessarily shut the door on these characters for like a one shot or something like that. We're definitely not doing another 20 session game. It was fun, but come on, 20 sessions is a long ass time. 23. Cool. So with that frame in mind, anyone want to lead off? Everybody's hesitant, like who wants to be the first one to go, right?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Well, I'll do it. I'll be the first penguin pushed off the cliff.
Yay.
So I take a couple hours to cool off and get dressed and text Bethany a few times as we prep. I imagine that the scene, the camera is being a little elisive. So it's a lot of my face looking at myself in a mirror, making sure that my hair is right. I've broken out a curling iron to give my hair like that really dramatic look. I've maybe even re-upped some of my dye real quick. There a little pan to the sink. There are a couple of rubber gloves in it that are covered in green. And the hair dye product itself is like label away from the camera because we can't afford licensing fees. Sort of deal. And I'm like using voice control to send out texts, and it's like, yeah, I'm almost ready. Oh, it's okay that you're running late. I will, don't worry, I'll meet you there. Babe, don't worry, I know where to find you. I just look for the hottest lady, and there she is.
Aww.
And, yep. And then we just see the inside of my dorm room, camera facing towards the door as a hand closes the door. And I wander in, and I'm not feeling any particularly serious rush. I mean, we just prevented the convergence. If it takes me 10 minutes to find my girlfriend at this dance, that's not even the beginning of sad. And I walk in wearing, I selected my picture and then it went away. Is somebody helping me out?
I don't know, but I think
prematurely.
I have it. Is that it?
There you go.
Yeah, get it. What?
Is this the picture you had chosen?
Yes.
There you go. That is dramatic. I really like that picture.
Yeah. So it's that, and like maybe a couple of rings and a bit of dramatic makeup. As I wander on to the dance floor of the actual thing, and just I say hello to people.
Oh yeah, and of course we'll see Evgeny there. He comes up, he gives you a quick hug.
And what kind of suit is he wearing? Is it like one of those plaid Tweety numbers, or is it?
I think it's like a powder blue.
Ruffles?
With ruffles, yes. Very, very broad bow tie.
I love it. It's perfect.
He's quite proud of himself there. And yeah, that's what you see. And eventually, after you do all of your meet and greets, we see. I actually tried to look for that particular the picture we've used of Bethany, of a picture of that, who is actually a professional golfer. She doesn't get pictured in dresses very often, but I did find one. It's just kind of small. I'm sorry, but it's a nice red dress. Shows her nice muscular arms, and she has her hair coiffed very well, and she looks a little nervous, of course, because she's dressed up for you, even though you assured her via text message that you voice overed. And she comes up and says, "Oh my, you look amazing."
And I'll just take her shoulders and I say, "Baby, the moon is only reflected light. I'm happy to be here tonight. Let's have fun."
Oh, that's sweet. That is so sweet. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. So who wants to go next?
I'll jump in.
Awesome.
Some of this will require buy-in from Jules. So literally nobody that wasn't in this room that we wound up in on the other side of the portal knows that we just saved the world, and I'm okay with that. So apparently our parents sat together at the football game, and my father is insisting on taking us all out to a steak place after the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll still leave us plenty of time to get ready for the dance. And I think it's pretty awkward still, but it warms up a little bit because Earl's dad is a pretty irresistible. It's hard not to warm up to him. and but like we're holding hands under the table, if that's okay. And I still am wired, like unusually, because normally I'm a pretty collected guy, but I'm still like almost visibly shaking.
And
from
at the same time, as we're holding hands on our table, Jessica's arm, like there's been like a hasty bandage job, so you just don't see it. But like if the camera closes up, there's still like blood seeping through the bandages.
Oof.
But
And
she's clearly in some pain, but she's still sort of biting back, and she does smile at you quite sincerely, happily.
yeah. And then for me, I'd like to cut to the pretty much straight to the dance after that. And so on my part, I want to, I don't need to walk into the dance, but obviously Earl does. I don't need to see that. But I'd like to start with me dancing with Spike first. Just to because Earl would have promised her a dance, and she's awfully cool. Let's be honest. And so,
do you cut in on when she's dancing with Brent then?
You are an evil son of a bitch.
I am. Didn't introduce a monster. That monster was always there.
The monster was us.
Always among you.
So yes, I do cut in while she's dancing with Brent.
Nice.
I almost completely ignore him. I give him a look that might read as apology, but it isn't sincere. And I tap Spike on the shoulder and I say, I believe you promised me a dance.
Oh yeah, I keep my promises too.
And so I don't know what the song would be for this, but yeah, so we're dancing. It's probably a pretty snappy number. I don't think it's a
Mambo number 5.
Oh, perfect. How old a man am I that I just said I think it's a pretty snappy number?
And how old am I to immediately suggest Mambo number 5, which is probably 30 years old?
Yes. So, and then after that, he gives Spike a kiss on the cheek, and then grabs some punch and walks over to find Jess, and we can, sit and talk, and then maybe. What do you want to dance to? Or do you want to wait for your turn, Jess?
No, I'll cut in. Like Jess, she has her arm in a sling now, and she looks a little bit woozy from pain medication, but she's clearly still there. She's wearing a beautiful and very cute looking peach dress. And she's just been waiting while you were dancing with Spike. Can we just sit for a while? For one thing, standing is very tiring. I'm not really made for fighting.
Just being here with you, looking like that, is all I need. I don't need the exercise.
I wanted to thank you for being so patient with me and sticking with me all this time. I know I'm not like the poster college girlfriend. Maybe like a bit more complicated than that.
I guess I like complicated.
That's good. Then you won't mind the Other Dimensions log sheet that I just made for you to fill out.
I'll take care of it tomorrow, I promise.
But what I was trying to say was, I'm really happy you're my boyfriend. I think I could really love you.
I reach out and cup your cheek in my hand, and then I just lean in and kiss you right between the eyebrows, right above your nose, on your forehead. Say, I'm happy you're happy.
Nice. And like behind you, there's a little bit, the camera drifts off to focus, and it's Wes Goodwin, who is totally making out with Hannah McCoy. Like they're going to go find a private place soon, making out. Like it's some kind of angry attraction thing going on. It probably didn't start well, and then they're kissing. It's bizarre and odd, and just enough of like add a little bitter to that sweet. So we need to see things from a couple of others. Ollie and Derek, who wants to go next? Was there anything that you wanted for Jules, for Jessica? Anything else?
Nope, that was good.
Okay, good, because that was wonderful. But I wanted to give you that opportunity. So, Ollie or Derek?
I think I've got an idea.
Cool.
Yeah. I think, yeah, Ollie and Toby arrive at the ball. Ollie, who's got his arm, is being supported by Toby because there's a definite. Ollie's pretty weak at the moment. I think there's like he's wearing the suit that Derek forced him to get. There's a slight kind of a bulge around and just underneath the shirt. You can tell there's been some sort of bandaging, and there's like a couple of speckles of blood, but mostly covered by a tie. And it's like, okay, because you, I promised one dance. I think I can do one dance, and they can go to the yeah. I think it's the slow dance. I'll let somebody choose a song.
If you guys leave it up to me, it'll be something cheesy and
choose
old.
Cheesy. It's fine.
So you hear, and I've had the time of my life. I never felt this way before. I swear, it's the truth, and I owe it all to you.
Okay, and yeah, kind of slow dance and occasional wince from Ollie, and he's like,
yes, he has to do that. This is the suit that Toby's wearing, which looks way nicer than yours, Ollie. Sorry. Yeah, can't do the lift because of the wound, right?
Yeah.
I
don't think Toby's got that strength for.
Toby, he's not a very talkative person. He's quiet. But he looks at you and he says, Ollie, you gotta stop fighting these monsters. They're gonna kill you, and I don't want to lose you. Can you just maybe just be here?
I can't make any promises for tomorrow, but right now, yeah.
I guess I'll take what I can get for now. And then he'll lean in to kiss you.
I kiss back, and then like as we're really close, I'm like, this song really sucks.
Yeah, it's the worst.
And then we keep kissing.
Yep. And then we like pan back to the DJ who's got like the one headphone up, and he looks upset, and President Nelson is standing beside him, and he's just nodding and smiling. Like, yeah, that's my jam. Old ass President Nelson is like loving this mix because that's the only people who would. All right, and then Derek, I think you get the last. I have a dress to show that I have chosen for what Tip is wearing, think you guys maybe have seen it before. If not, that's a-okay. I'm just going to display it because it tickles me. And I will display it now. That is the dress that Tip is wearing. And it turns out that the side that was wounded was her left side. So she's got that all bandaged up. She's a little mummified there from when a demon pierced her flesh and ripped it open. Yeah, but she's there and she's tough. So she's super here to dance with you. She's all about it.
I think I'm mostly supporting her a bit. But I think at some point I'll see Sarah, my sister.
Absolutely.
And I'll put Tip down on a chair, sit down for a bit, and I'll walk over to my sister, and I'm just going like, "Am I glad to see you?" And I like hug her, and like actually like there's a few tears running from Derek's eyes. And
she seems a little surprised, right? Like all this emotion is just like she didn't see it coming. You've been so standoffish, but she accepts the hug. And Derek, are you okay?
And it's like, yeah, I'm fine, and I'm glad you're fine. Everything's fine. Everything's good.
Okay. Good. I actually thought you were coming over to congratulate me for the job. Professor Glenmack has offered me an internship. Pays pretty good.
Congratulations.
Really don't know what he wants me to do, but I need a job, so, you know.
I'm sure it'll be interesting. Hey, maybe we could work together sometime.
Cool.
I have to get back to my date.
Okay.
Glad you're okay.
Glad you're okay, Derek. You had me really worried about you lately. I'm glad to see you seem like you're doing better.
And then I'll walk off.
Okay. Cool. And yeah, as you move up to
very careful dance with
yeah, Tip's like, listen, there's certain sore spots, but sex is totally on the table. Just so you're clear, you're getting laid. Figure it out.
Can I add in one thing?
Absolutely.
Just because I think Earl and Derek have always had a rather complicated relationship, shall I say?
Yeah.
Once I know that he's human again, one of the things I did after going to the steakhouse was I went and bought him, as sort of as a joke, but a decent looking, fairly masculine, manly kind of looking cross on a neck chain. So at some point during the evening, he's Earl just I don't have to see him, but Earl will just hand Derek this wrapped, obviously jewelry box.
Yeah, Derek will be like, huh? What? No, he'll open it up and he'll go like, motherfucker.
Perfect. That's the perfect cap to that relationship.
Nice. Okay, cool. Anybody have any other ending bits? Is that where we wrap it up? I just want to make sure, kind of leaving it open. You're not expected.
Yeah, no, I want to have this little tiny scene. Just outside door, you can hear like muffled movements and like kind of some giggles, and then it like ow, 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 and then like laughing again. You know, private behind doors fun is happening.
Fun. All right.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, wait. there's more. So, gosh, have we come across anything like this before? If I can make this a callback, that would be fantastic, but I don't think I can. Not seeing anything like that. You know what, though? Yeah, I think I've got something. So Bethany and I, we're, dancing. The music's still terrible. God, what's another bad?
Sailing takes me away to where I always want.
Nelson is like,
be.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Nope, I like it. And I'm like, this is terrible. Let's get lost.
Am I ever lost when I'm with you?
Probably not. But all right, I'm going to leave this up to you. Do you want witnesses, or do you want this to just be you and me?
I don't know what this is, but I don't really care so much about witnesses as long as it's us. So just us.
Just us? Okay, come on. And I'll like pull her off the dance floor and find some place where there won't be eyes on us.
Cool. You pass by like one slightly open closet where we get a peek of like Wes and Hannah pounding it out, but like it's slightly out of focus there. That you move on and you find, let's say there's like a side exit. You can kind of go out and there's a quiet area that overlooks the campus.
Okay, cool. And I'm like, total magic trick. And I open my hand. And inside is this big class ring. And I'm like,
her mouth just like hangs open for a moment.
I haven't had any time to get this reforged. So it's huge. And I don't need any answer right away.
Yes.
Good. Good, let's do this.
And she takes the ring, like she's trying to put it on. Its weight is humongous, and she just like, I will hold it in between.
I'm gonna need it back to send it to a jeweler, but
yeah. Probably for my cold dead fingers. I'll get a spacer.
I'm gonna take it from you in your sleep.
I'll grow into it. I'll get a spacer. It's mine.
Oh, shit.
No takebacks.
No takebacks. Shit.
And she moves in to kiss you again.
Yeah.
And we hear, the tail end of the song, but it's very, very faint in the background. Barely enough to bother you. Good. All right. So then I'm going to ask, who wins Homecoming Queen? I mean, is it Desdemona? Is it Hannah McCoy? Is it Inez Spike Garza? Is it Margaret Winters? I don't know if she's really able to do that. Is it Lily Boatwright? Is it poor Ariel Summers, who isn't even here? She's at home crying. Is there some kind of magical vote ballot stuffing from Maria Estela Ramirez?
Yeah.
Bethany Moore? Is it Tekla? Is it Jessica?
or is it just strangely Desdemona is actually greatly popular with everybody else?
Maybe only people who don't like Des.
Is it Des?
That everyone just hates us.
Hold on. Hold on. So let's see.
So I think it's.
Hold on.
All right.
It's Des.
All right. It's Des.
Let's
Cool.
go with that.
And then, of course, the Homecoming King has to be Brent.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the only one that we could ever have, unless they went for a joke and it was Matt Miranda. But I think we're going to go for Brent. Brent is Homecoming King. And, I didn't even see your thing there, Paul, but we were right. Simpatico, bro.
Yep.
Cool. And so that will bring our very long for indie games campaign of Monster of the Week East Texas University to a close. I have had an absolute blast playing this game with all of you. Thank you so much for giving me so many weeks, almost all of 2018, all so far. We'll still have 3 months of other stuff. And personally, this has been great watching the character development, enjoying you guys as you tore through the plot point campaign, and we kind of carved out our own niche and had cool things going on that really weren't on the page. And guess what? This game works without Chupacabra. So there you go. I'm pretty happy to say that Red Necromancers also didn't happen, and that pleases me greatly. So thank you all so much. I can't wait to play Masks with everybody. Jules is going to take some time off, take care of whatever the hell she wants. But I've got you all for Sundays go forward for some Masks that we'll be playing next week. We will do character creation. I'm not sure if it'll be live or on live, but I'm thinking it'll be live. And unfortunately, Paul won't be with us for that first session, but he'll be joining us after that. And so I bid you all adieu. Thank you again for playing East Texas University Monster of the Week.
It's been real, everybody.